Have you ever wondered why it seems like only a select minority of people actually manage to accumulate wealth? Today, we are going to discover the secrets of the 1%, that elite that does not always dress in designer suits or show off their money, but that has achieved what many desire: real financial stability. You might be surprised to know that most millionaires aren't celebrities, they don't own luxury cars, and they don't live in mansions. Instead, they lead quiet and in many cases even austere lives. But what makes them different? What are they doing that most people are completely unaware of? In the book The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko analyzed the lives of hundreds of millionaires and discovered common patterns and habits that anyone could imitate, but few are aware of. In this video, we're going to explore the 7 key lessons from this book, which reveal how millionaires build and maintain their wealth. These may not be magic tips or quick get-rich-quick formulas, but what you'll discover is that wealth is based on consistent, everyday decisions that anyone can apply. Are you ready to know the secret that 99% don't know? Let's get started. 1. Millionaires have a modest lifestyle. One of the most widespread myths about millionaires is that they live surrounded by luxuries, expensive cars, and mansions. However, the reality is quite different. According to the work of these two authors, the millionaires next door lead a surprisingly modest lifestyle. The book highlights that the key is to spend less than they earn. This simple but powerful habit allows them to save a significant portion of their income and, more importantly, to invest that money wisely. Instead of splurges on ephemeral things, they allocate their resources to assets that generate passive income or investments that grow over time, allowing them to steadily accumulate wealth. Their approach is to live below their means. We could say then that many of them live in a very similar way to middle-class people, but with one big difference: they have much greater assets. 2. They know how to make the most of their resources. Another of the secrets that really distinguishes millionaires is how they manage their resources: time, money, and energy. Most people tend to be inefficient in at least one of these aspects, but millionaires are clear about how to make the most of every minute, every dollar, and every effort. For them, it is not just about having money, but knowing how to use it in the best possible way. For example, when it comes to time, millionaires are very careful. They know that time is the most valuable resource, so they invest it in activities that really add value to them. They don't waste it on things that don't generate value or growth. They often delegate tasks that aren't productive, so they can focus on what really matters: their business, their education, and their investments. When it comes to money, it's all about putting it to work. Most people invest wisely in assets that generate passive income, such as real estate or stocks. As we mentioned in the previous point, they prefer to save and invest rather than spend on unnecessary luxuries. The key is to always think long-term. And when it comes to energy, millionaires are also strategic. They realize that they can't be everywhere at once, so they prioritize what really gets them results. They learn to say no to distractions and focus on what gets them ahead. In short, millionaires are clear that the key is not to have more resources, but to do more with what they already have. 3. Being financially independent is more important than looking good. These authors point out that many of the most successful millionaires are not interested in ostentation or impressing others with their social status. Instead of spending on luxuries or material goods to show off their wealth, these individuals prefer to focus on what really gives them long-term security and freedom: financial independence. Most of these millionaires live in nice cities, but not in exclusive areas, and they have simple cars, not the latest luxury models. While they have the resources to live lavishly, they prefer to spend wisely and hoard to secure their future. For them, appearance does not matter as much as financial security. This approach allows them not only to have complete control over their financial life, but also a great deal of personal freedom. By focusing on financial independence, millionaires can make decisions without the pressure of maintaining an image of luxury or following societal expectations. Instead of living to prove something to others, they live according to their own principles, always seeking long-term well-being and economic stability. So the lesson is clear: true luxury lies in having control of your time, not in the material goods you display to the world. For they did not inherit their wealth. They built it by their own means. Another common myth is that millionaires next door are born into wealthy families and inherit a fortune, but the truth is quite different. Most of them do not come from millionaire lineages or receive large inheritances. What sets them apart is that they have built their wealth through their own efforts. These millionaires don't wait for luck or family to solve their lives. Instead, they focus on working hard, constantly learning, and taking advantage of the opportunities that come their way. Many of them started from the bottom, with ordinary jobs, or even with great financial difficulties. However, what made them different was their mindset and their actions. Over time, they understood that success isn't about waiting for something to come to them, but about taking control of their destiny. They invested in themselves, acquired knowledge and skills, and looked for smart ways to grow their money. Instead of relying on an inheritance or help from their parents, they made wise, long-term financial decisions. The incredible thing is that, despite not having had an easy path, their discipline and constant effort allowed them to create a solid foundation of wealth. It's not about being lucky, it's about working smart and persistently. And if you find today's content interesting, don't forget to leave your like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Let's continue. 5. They teach their families to be economically self-sufficient. In The Millionaire Next Door, the authors show us something very interesting about how millionaires manage their money and, more importantly, how they teach their families to do the same. Unlike many people who rely on side jobs or outside help, millionaires focus on fostering financial self-sufficiency within their household. It's not just about managing personal finances effectively, but also instilling in their children the power to make smart money decisions from an early age. Millionaires teach their children the basics: saving, investing, and building wealth responsibly. And it's not about handing them everything on a silver platter. Instead of just giving them money, they teach them the value of hard work, discipline, and patience that it takes to achieve financial success. Millionaire parents encourage entrepreneurship and hard work. They teach their children that money doesn't magically appear, and that in order to get it, one must provide some useful service to society. In this way, financial independence becomes a core value in the family, ensuring that each generation can not only maintain, but also grow that legacy of wealth and self-sufficiency. 6. They focus on the opportunities offered by the market. A key skill of millionaires is their focus on taking advantage of the opportunities the market offers, rather than simply waiting for money to come to you. While most people hesitate or follow the trend without analysis, they're constantly looking for ideal moments to invest, take calculated risks, and open themselves up to new areas that can offer great returns. They don't have a crystal ball, but they have learned to identify patterns, do research, and see beyond fads. For them, any financial decision must be supported by thorough analysis. Before investing, they research the market, inform themselves about trends, and look for businesses, real estate, or stocks that have real long-term potential. We could say that they are not looking for quick and ephemeral profits, but rather to build wealth in a sustainable way. What makes them even more successful is their patience and ability to wait for the right moment. They don't get desperate for opportunities that seem safe, but are not reliable. They prefer to act calmly and confidently when they find a solid option. 7. They have a job that allows them to generate their own employment. Another key to millionaires' financial success is that they chose careers or businesses that allowed them to be their own bosses. And it's not that all of them started with giant companies. Many of them started with something small like a store or a local service. The important thing is that they chose activities where they had control and could grow their income without depending on others. Not being tied to a fixed salary, these millionaires have the freedom to increase their earnings as they develop their business. They can seek out new opportunities, expand, and adapt their offering to market demands, something that is much more difficult when relying on a traditional job. This ability to adapt and grow gives them a huge advantage in building their wealth in a stable manner. Additionally, by owning their own business or working independently, they can also plan their finances and control their expenses. This allows them to save more, reinvest in their business, and watch their wealth grow year after year. An example might be a graphic designer who started out working freelance from home. At first, he had to do everything, from creating the designs to managing clients and the administrative part. But over time, he started receiving more projects than he could handle alone and decided to delegate some tasks, hiring an assistant. Over time, the designer formed his own design agency, where he now works with a team of designers, but he remains the owner and head of the business. The key is to take control of your occupation and turn it into a source of income that you can grow over time. In conclusion, the 1% of people who really manage to accumulate wealth do not do so by luck or inheritance, but thanks to habits and strategic decisions. They follow principles such as maintaining a modest lifestyle, making the most of their resources, and focusing on financial independence over appearances. They are people who, with discipline, build their wealth on their own and teach their families to do the same. What do you think? Do you agree with these principles that appear in the book, The Millionaire Next Door? Leave us your answer. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. See you in the next video.